Thank you so much for having us here. We're super happy, and Ukrainian land treated us extremely nice. Soil treated us nice. Weather treated us nice, and especially people. So thank you for having us here. Let's get a little bit, more into details of how this works and why it is there. So let's start with a global view on this one, and then we go deeper. So we go to Ukraine. So the problem is that no matter how many times people speak about it, CO2 is still rising. So now what used to be, more as volunteers doing something or so on, now there's a real pressure on financial institutions, on the companies to start solving it. So CO2 is a real problem, everyone realized that, and now it's time to solve it. So now we know problem, but we need to find a solution. And I think it's best to, if we want to solve complex problems, we would need to simplify it as possible so people understand it. So my way to simplify this is CO2 is a chemical element, right, which consists of organic carbon C element and then oxygen. Now the task for businesses, for people, for all of us is to split organic element C from organic element O and hide the organic element C. There are many industries who can solve it, right? But agriculture, and we're speaking global here, is around 20% of emissions. But it can be used as one of the best tools, right? So this is as well a business problem, right? We need to do this job. Someone needs to do this job to hide the organic carbon, but someone needs to pay. That's exactly what we do. We find people who can use their natural resources, farmers. They can use their natural resources to do this job. At the same time, we must make sure that they are well paid for this job. So I hope that simplifies what we do. It's way more complex, and people who operate in agriculture know how agriculture is. So when we come to Ukraine, what we see is that Ukraine land is so huge and so potential to sequester organic carbon that we find it, one, as a climate solution, and it, as well as a financial solution for the farmers to overcome their current problems. That simplifies already quite a lot, but now I'd like to really dig deeper, what exactly farmers should do, what practices apply, which on the one hand creates more food for us and more healthier food, and at the same time solves the problem which are faced globally in the world. We just need to make sure that farmers are well paid. I will later a bit introduce another topic why we're here in Ukraine. But now I'd like to give a word to my dear colleague Violeta, who's actual brains behind this project, how to improve Ukrainian soils and as well remove CO2 from atmosphere.
Thank you very much. We are really happy to be here today and create an impact with our actions towards climate and better life for Ukrainian farmers, offering to participate in the really great project. Vitaly mentioned that we are working with the most respectful certifier in the world in voluntary carbon markets, Vera, and we are following the methodology, VM42, and we can now, I will introduce the complex of the practices that we would like Ukrainian farmers to apply on their lands.
Apply more.
The idea behind of the methodology is to apply several regenerative farming practices and enhance their soil with organic carbon. So we here solving several problems. We're solving climate problem and also improving farm resilience in climate change. That's why soil is the core element in the methodology. Yes. And that's why we expect farmers to apply several project activities, like reduced soil tillage, introduce cover crops to enhance biodiversity, and all this can lead to reduction of synthetic fertilizers and improve working time on the fields as well, and be more independent from synthetic inputs. This program also encompasses, and this will lead to healthy plants, healthy soil, and really quality and nutrient foods for humanity. And we also have to understand that for farmers, soil is the main tool where they farm, and this is the economic well-being behind. Also, program encompasses reduction of emissions from synthetic fertilizers that we also count. Because we have to admit that nitrogen oxide is much more harmful greenhouse gas rather than CO2. And 1 ton of nitrogen oxide equals 300 tons of CO2. We also track how farmers, by improving their activities on land, can reduce also emissions from fossil fuels using their equipment. The entire program offers optimization of the farm activities.
So we invite the farmers, which are not many here, but to join the program and to start the journey. The thing is that minimal tillage, which people say that they already apply, is just the start of the journey. The change happens when we improve things together. One more thing I'd like to add: just like in Europe, we think that agriculture is held by large conglomerates of farmers, right? But in Europe, 93% of land is held by the small farmers. If we want to make a change, we need to change the small farmers. But these are exactly most vulnerable because of lack of financing, right? So when we do this project, we have in mind the smaller farmers. Of course, the big ones can cooperate with us, but our task is to make a change within the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, at Heavy Finance, we mostly, first of all, we're a finance company, so we work with the small farmers, and we see, even in Europe, they lack financing. So just want to briefly touch one more kind of mission why our company is here. We got a clear signal from European financial supranationals, what we call, that in a very short period of time, it says 3 months, but I doubt that, so 6 to 9 months, European supranationals would like to enter Ukrainian market and support small and medium farmers in their transition. So we are here on a mission to understand what products the smaller farmers need, what instruments they need, what pricing would work for them, what basically what do the farmers need as of now, and we will get back to these organizations with the understanding and explaining the farmers. But I hope soon we will not only work in a carbon credits environment, but as well the financial access to small and medium farmers to cheap financing.
Is what in agriculture, what industry creates the highest emission, and what percentage would be animal husbandry?
So the highest emissions come from methane out of, or you'd like to
Yeah.
So raising cattle is still one of the largest problems. We cannot solve all the problems at once, right? So,
Where the carbon certificates we are talking, where is methane certificate?
I think we have to clear, yes. So we are working only with arable lands, first of all, because
and soil.
soil is a tool to sequester CO2. This is massive area, so where we can apply, right? We have a variety of greenhouse gases. So currently we are working on CO2 emission from the soil, so we have to stop it and start sequestering and blocking. The second greenhouse gas, this is the nitrogen oxide, which comes from synthetic fertilizers. These are two main greenhouse gases that we are working with.
Can I give one example? So let's say a farmer is plowing at the ground, right? On average, each hectare of such land emits around 3 tons of CO2. If we make a change, the farmer makes a change, or we help him make a change, the farmer, instead of emitting 3 tons, removes 2.3 tons on average per year. So this CO2 is just a result, but what's best for the farmer is that his soil becomes healthier, as organic carbon is the energy inside the soil. That's why farmers say that we get better yields, use less fertilizers, because the soil has energy inside. So we need to push all farmers to do so because it's good for them, and but we need to give them financing to do the change because we need to do it fast.